why even I got even though he's a fucking demon, I gotta big him up. Fat Joe. He had an interview with this black woman. She said, "Oh, what do you think about Puerto Ricans saying nigga and all this shit?" I'm gonna play the clip anyway, but he's like, "Yeah, they're white niggers, you know, but we're so ignorant that we don't know."
Have you ever had an African American person tell you they're uncomfortable with you using the word?
My man, I was on radio in Chicago, and the chick interviewed me live on radio, and she was like, "If you're Latino, I want to know why you use the word nigga." And I looked at her and I paused for a second, and I said,
and she was black herself?
She was black, and I said, maybe it's because I am that nigga. Oh my God. I don't give a fuck, man. Like, I don't think you understand. I don't give a fuck. Live on the radio, I was like, I am that nigga. She looked at me, she was like, huh? I was to say, you don't call your girlfriends bitches? Like when y'all be, huh? I was like, have you ever called one of your girls, bitch, stop playing? She was like, yeah, I have. It's like that. That's what we doing here. That's what we doing. I don't care, man, because can't nobody tell me, like, they know how I mean it. And my whole theory about it is, I'm Latino, I can't say nigga. Blacks and Latinos is the same shit. If you go back in history, if you look at hip-hop music, it was invented by blacks and Latinos. The nigga next door to you is Julio. like, where's the difference? Like, I don't really understand it. Like, I've never understood it. So when you see Big Pun, his biggest record was Body Crime. More than we don't know that. We don't partake into the difference. We're the same. We never have. Like, we don't know the difference. I'm just as black as any black nigga. And there's some black niggas blacker than fucking Akon that talk Spanish all day, and you can't tell him he ain't Spanish. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I've always felt. I felt like if everybody else had got that, especially in the out west, in the West Coast, because you know that's really Latino and black. They play that bullshit, right? And if everybody else got it, then we would be unified and be super duper 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 powerful, you know.
You know? So, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what these devils did. They set this color line up to say, listen, you Puerto Ricans, you're light, you know, you have straight hair, you're not woolly hair, like that nigga saying only Negroes are Israelites. You nigga, either you're a fucking agent, which I think you are, or you really just got caught up in Blumenbach's snare. You know, I'm gonna start calling this color line the Blumenbach snare, man. Alright, because he's a fucking devil. He set this shit up purposefully to fuck you tribes up into beefing with each other, man. He's trying to split up the two kingdoms again. But the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, he told you that he's gonna join the two kingdoms together, and there shall be no more split. Seal up the breach thereof, man. Because this kingdom has been breached, man, by these fucking devils. Like the saying goes, the pen is more mighty than the sword, man. These devils fucked you up with doctrines and fucked your head up. You niggas go open universities, become lawyers, become fucking all this crazy shit, doctors and historians, and even this nigga, the book I'm reading, Rudolph R. Windsor, he knows where the Israelites, but he don't got the full truth. He's still stuck on the African tip, man. The Ethiopians are our people and all this bullshit, man. Alright? So I'm going to keep reading. I just had to stress on this point, brothers, man. I just had to stress it because it's a very important point. It's a detriment to the later generations. You niggas stuck on that color shit. It's a detriment. This was set up as a detriment to you, and you're the manifestation of that detriment, man. Alright? So it says, Mr. Blumenbach classified 5 chief races of mankind: the Caucasian, the Mongolian, the Ethiopian, the American Indian, and Malayan. Which Caucasian represents all white people, Mongolian represents the Chinese, Japanese, Koreans, Ethiopian represents Africans. So I guess all the, like, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know, this is straight up fucking madness. The American Indian and Malayan. Alright? Moreover, he considered the Caucasian to be the original race. Blumenbach, the anthropologist, named the whites after the Caucasus Mountains. These mountains are situated between the Black and Caspian Seas because he thought the purest white people originated there. Alright? And that was the point on that book. I want to also go to this article here. It's called The Table of Nations, Genealogy of Mankind and the Origin of Races, History of Man. You can just Google this part and you'll find the whole article in Google. So I'm going to jump down to this part. It says, we have made the term race to apply to skin color, but the dictionary defines race as a class or kind of individuals with common characteristics, interests, appearances, or habits as if derived from a common ancestor, which that's a good definition. You derive from a common ancestor. The tribes, the 12 tribes of Israel, who do they derive from? Jacob, which derives from Abraham, which derived all the way back to Shem, Adam. Alright? Down here, it says, as stated earlier, race does not apply to skin color alone, meaning that, yeah, I could look at a black person and say, listen, okay, you know, you're a Hamite, or you're an African. That's not the case, man. You gotta look at the spirit, number one. You gotta judge righteous judgment, like Yahweh said, man. You know? So, you gotta judge that judgment where, and really, it's stupid because you have Sri Lankans darker than Africans, man. So are they Africans? You know? You got some Filipinos, the Negritos. They're dark as hell too. Are they Africans? No. Alright, so race, remember brothers, race does not apply to skin color, man. Skin color is essentially the only biological difference in race, which that's not true because the Most High split up the seeds. Because we all came from Adam, yes, but the Most High split the seeds up. Skin color is essentially the only biological difference in race, and science has been unable to determine what causes skin pigmentation. This superficial distinction is the basis for the division of mankind. So this distinction of skin color, this is the basis for the division of mankind. This is a divide mankind, man. You know, saying that, okay, the American Indians and Negroes are not the same because they have different skin color. You know, all this craziness, man. If they seen, for example, a light-skinned Arab and a dark-ass Arab, because the original Arabs were dark as hell, they would say, okay, this guy, he's not an Arab because that guy's dark and he's not. You know, if you judge like that, you're a fool, man. And these niggas out here, that fool whatever his name is, T Selekia, whatever the hell his name is, on YouTube, you're a fool for judging according to skin color, man. Cause even that scripture, try to find it real quick. It's in Samuel. When Samuel went to go look for the yeah, here. Samuel, 1 Samuel 16:6. And it came to pass when they were come that he looked on Eliab. So basically Samuel came to Bethlehem. I believe it was Bethlehem. And he yeah, it was to Bethlehem. And he went to go look for the king of Israel, the true king of Israel, like the elders said, because Saul was king, but he's not the true king. King David was the king. Alright? So he went to go look for the son for the king, and this father brought out his sons. I believe there are 7 sons, so he's looking at the sons. And it came to pass when they were come that he looked on Eliab and said, surely the Lord's anointed is before him. But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. The heart meaning the mind, really meaning the spirit. You're supposed to look at the spirit and judge a man. You can't just look at him and say, oh, this guy's a cracker, oh, this guy's a gook. Because that's not true judgment, man. You don't know if the Most High, if his appearance goes back to, or